Hey, what's up guys, Stefan here. Today I'm going to show you a great workflow for Battery 4 inside of Logic Pro X. I'm like 99% sure I did a video on this before, but I can't seem to find it on YouTube, so either they deleted it or I'm just delusional. Either way, let's get straight to it. First, we need to bring up an instance of Battery 4. From here, I like to choose 8 stereo and 8 mono. This way I can make some of my drum elements mono, kicks, maybe snares, etc. and some stereo, claps and cymbals, etc. This is a personal preference. Maybe you want all your drums to be stereo. If so, select 16 stereo. If you're like me and prefer a 8 stereo and 8 mono setup, then you'll need to head to Edit, Preferences, Audio Outputs and set it to 8 stereo and 16 mono. We then need to head to the inspector window and completely remove this instance of Battery 4. Then add a new one again with the same 8 stereo and 8 mono settings. We do this as Battery needs to restart for the settings to take effect. A personal preference of mine is to have a 4x4 cell matrix, which gives me 16 cells, so I have 16 cells for my 16 channels, one channel for each. If however you like to layer up your drums, i.e. layering 2 kicks one on top of the other, then you're going to need more cells than this, routing multiple cells to the same channel and to the same drum pad or note on your keyboard. Okay, so now we're ready to start adding our drums. Let's add a kick, snare, clap and a cymbal. That's 4 drum elements, so we need 4 channels on our mixer inside of Logic, one for each of course. If we head to our mixer and then click on the little plus sign down the bottom here, we can then add 3 more channels, adding to our 1 default channel, making 4. At the top here we can see the input of each channel. As you can see, by default they are all using stereo. They use 2 input channels each. I like to have my kicks in mono. To select mono channels, simply click on the input, head to instance 1 or whatever channel instance your battery is assigned to, and then select from 17 onwards for mono channels. I'm going to select channel 17. Some people like to have their kick on their first channel, and if your kick is in stereo, then you can easily well do this. But if you choose to put your kick in mono, it cannot be on the first channel, as the first channel is always stereo, unless we choose 16 mono for our Battery 4 at the beginning. Once we've assigned an input on our mixer, we can then set the output inside of Battery. Head to the cell you would like to route, so in this case it's our kick. Right click, head to Output, Direct Out and select the corresponding channel. The input and output need to be the same, so in this case it's mono 17. Now you can see the kick is coming out of its own channel. Notice however how the level meter is slightly thinner than the other channels around it. This indicates that it's a mono channel. Let's quickly name this so we don't get confused. Let's do one more and then we can move on. Let's put our clap on channels 3 and 4. Same process, but let's do it the other way around this time. Let's select stereo output channels 3 and 4 inside of Battery. Then on our mixer inside of Logic Pro 10, select inputs channels 3 and 4. Now our clap is successfully routed. In the interest of time, I've jumped slightly forward and I've successfully assigned each drum element to its own channel. Some stereo and some mono. If you notice, I've utilized stereo channels 1 and 2 for my cymbal. Unfortunately, what this means is that in our arrange window, we'll see cymbal instead of Battery 4 or whatever you like to call your drum track. Despite the fact that we can record all of our drums inside the arrange window and still have them all outputting on their own separate channels. If this is an issue for you, what you can do is actually highlight all the remaining tracks inside of our mixer in regards to Battery 4, right click and then select Create Track. Now each drum element has its own track inside the arrange window. We can then reorder them how we see fit. Again, you can still record all the drum elements on any of these tracks all together, or you can separate them, having your kick play on one track, your snare on another, and so on and so forth. Finally, if you like to stay organized, we can then bundle them into a folder by pressing Command-Shift+D. Then select folder. If you want to round up all of your drums into a single mix channel and single track in the arrange window, then it's best to select summing track. This way you can process all of the drums together with things like EQ and compression, and you can also record all of your drums together on a single track, a single well organized track in the arrange window. I hope that this has helped, guys. If it has, be sure to hit that like button, drop a comment in the comment section below, and subscribe for more videos just like this. I've been Stefan, and as always, happy beat making.